Welcome back to the Deep Dive, where we take a closer look at the stories that capture our imaginations. Today we're diving into a topic that's fascinating and maybe a bit unsettling. The untimely and often mysterious deaths that have plagued Hollywood.
It's a subject that taps into our deepest curiosities, the allure of fame, the fragility of life, those unanswered questions.
Exactly. And this week, those questions are swirling around the recent passing of Gene Hackman and his wife, Betsy Arakawa. It started as a suspected carbon monoxide poisoning, but now it's taken a turn for the unexplained.
The initial reports did point to a tragic but seemingly straightforward accident, but as the details emerged, the picture has become much less clear. Toxicology reports ruled out carbon monoxide, and the presence of prescription medications in their system has really complicated the investigation.
It's like peeling back the layers of an onion. Every new piece of information deepens the mystery instead of solving it. Police haven't ruled out foul play, which only adds to the intrigue. A neighbor found the front door of their Santa Fe home ajar. There were no signs of forced entry, but it's still a detail that raises eyebrows.
It does, and to add to the unsettling nature of the scene, their dog was also found dead. It's those little inconsistencies, the things that don't quite add up, that tend to fuel speculation.
Absolutely. And it's not just speculation from the public. There are conflicting accounts from those who reportedly found the bodies. Some sources point to a caretaker, while others mention maintenance workers. It just raises further questions.
It creates uncertainty, a feeling that there's more to the story than we currently know.
For sure. And this brings us to a bigger question. Is this just a tragic coincidence, a series of unfortunate events? Or is there
Mhm.
something more at play here, a darker side to Hollywood that we just don't see?
It's a question that's haunted Hollywood for decades, hasn't it? This industry, with all the glamour and larger-than-life personalities, also has this history of untimely exits and unexplained circumstances. Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa's deaths, unfortunately, are not isolated incidents.
You're right. Hollywood history is just filled with stories of actors who left us too soon, often under circumstances that remain shrouded in mystery. It's almost as if there's a pattern, a recurring theme of tragedy that seems to follow this world.
Yeah, it's almost like the line between their on-screen personas and their real lives gets blurred. It leaves us struggling to separate fact from fiction.
Right, and sometimes that blurring of lines takes on a chilling quality.
Mhm.
Like Paul Walker, for example. His death, that fiery car crash in 2013, seemed to echo the Fast and Furious franchise he was known for. It's hard not to feel like life imitated art in a really tragic way.
It is a powerful concept, especially when it comes to these cases.
Yeah.
Life imitating art. It forces us to confront the idea that the roles these actors inhabit, the stories they tell, can have a deeper impact than we realize, both on them and us.
Definitely. And then there's Heath Ledger. His portrayal of the Joker in The Dark Knight was critically acclaimed and, well, shrouded in darkness. His death, an accidental overdose of prescription medications just months before the film's release, fueled intense speculation about the psychological toll of that performance.
Ledger's case brings up a fascinating and somewhat controversial aspect of acting, method acting. The technique, which encourages actors to delve deeply into their characters' psyches, has been both praised for its realism and criticized for its potential risks. It makes you wonder about the boundaries between performance and reality. What happens when those boundaries start to dissolve?
It's a question that resonates even more when you consider cases like Brandon Lee, who was tragically killed on the set of The Crow in 1993 by a prop gun. This incident was especially haunting because of the eerie parallel to his father Bruce Lee's own mysterious death.
For those unfamiliar, Brandon was a rising star in the martial arts film genre, following in his father's footsteps. The fact that both father and son died under such unusual circumstances, both involving film sets, is enough to send chills down anyone's spine. Some might call it coincidence, others might see it as fate.
These echoes of tragedy, the sense of history repeating itself, make you wonder about the forces at play in these situations. Are they just random, or is there something more to it, a pattern we can't quite grasp?
It's a question with no easy answers, but I think it's important to acknowledge that the entertainment industry, particularly Hollywood, is a unique pressure cooker. The demands of fame, the scrutiny, the pursuit of success, it can take a toll on even the most resilient individuals.
Not to mention the accessibility of substances, the party culture, and the sometimes dangerous situations that can arise on set. It's a combination that can be a recipe for disaster for some.
Yeah, it's a world that can really distort your sense of reality. It's truly important. We've talked about Paul Walker, Heath Ledger, but there's so many others whose lives were cut short. River Phoenix, do you remember
Oh,
him?
of course.
Known for his roles in Stand By Me and My Own Private Idaho. overdosed outside the Viper Room. He was only 23. A shocking end for someone who, on screen at least, embodied youthful idealism.
Yeah, it was a stark reminder that behind that image of innocence, of promise, there are often hidden struggles.
Right. And then there's Marilyn Monroe, whose iconic beauty and tragic death continue to fascinate and perplex us decades later. Her death was officially ruled a probable suicide from a barbiturate overdose, but it's been the subject of so many conspiracy theories.
Oh, yeah.
Many involve powerful figures and alleged cover-ups. Monroe's case is a great example of how these deaths transcend the individual and become a cultural touchstone, sparking debates about fame, exploitation, the dark side of the American dream.
For sure. The what-ifs surrounding these cases are almost unbearable. James Dean, a rebel, his career was cut short at 24 in a car crash, forever linked to the legend of his cursed Porsche.
Right.
And Natalie Wood, a child star who successfully transitioned to adult roles, drowned under those mysterious circumstances off the coast of Catalina Island. The ongoing debate about potential foul play involving her husband, Robert Wagner, only adds to the mystery surrounding her death.
They tap into our fascination with the fragility of life, the unpredictable nature of fate, the unanswered questions. What if they had lived longer? What other films would they have made? What impact would they have had on the world? These are the questions that linger.
It's like a collective mourning for the potential that was lost.
So what does all of this mean? Why are we so drawn to these tales of Hollywood tragedy? Is it the loss of talent, the unanswered questions? Maybe it's a glimpse into a world that's both alluring and terrifying.
It's probably a combination of factors. We invest in these celebrities, we follow their careers, and we project our dreams and aspirations onto them. So when they die, especially under such unusual circumstances, it shakes our sense of order. We want explanations, we need closure. We struggle to reconcile the image of immortality that we've created for these stars with the reality of their mortality.
It's that age-old human need to find meaning, even in the face of tragedy. We search for patterns, connect the dots, and create narratives to help us make sense of the chaos. But it's crucial to remember, as we go through these mysteries, we're dealing with real people, with real families, real grief.
Yeah, absolutely. It's easy to get caught up in the intrigue and speculation, but we can't forget the human cost of these tragedies. Well said. We've covered a lot of ground today, exploring the untimely and often mysterious deaths that have haunted Hollywood. From Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa's recent passing to the lingering questions surrounding icons like Marilyn Monroe and James Dean, these cases remind us of the fragility of life, the allure of the unknown.
And perhaps they also serve as a reminder to appreciate the present moment, to value the lives of those around us, and to remember that our own time on this stage is precious.
What a powerful thought to end on. We hope this deep dive has sparked your curiosity and given you some things to think about. If you have any thoughts on the topics we discussed today or suggestions for future episodes, we'd love to hear from you. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the hidden depths of the world around us.